And a frustrating afternoon. How do you reflect on that performance from the team today?
Well, I think it's pretty evident to see. It's probably our worst team performance of 2023. So extremely disappointed, to be honest, Jacob. I thought we've been making some good progress in recent weeks, and starting to build a little bit of consistency in our game, and just trying to grow there as a group and as a team. And I just feel like today's performance has just been a bit of a step back for us. Just very, very disappointed that we probably didn't deliver what we normally do in terms of our standards. I think we've been pretty consistent in some of the effort-based stuff that we've produced over recent weeks. I think we've seen some really good stuff defensively from us, and obviously with the ball. But today I just felt we were a yard off. We seemed a bit flatter than normal. We didn't have the same sort of energy and intent in our actions. Consistently enough across the 80 minutes. I think there was little periods, spits and spurts, but again, you need consistency, and I didn't feel that the things that we look to try and execute, we didn't deliver on consistently enough throughout the course of the game. And then ultimately, some of our attacking play as well was a little bit clunky. Some of our execution of skill and decisions around what we were doing there wasn't to the standard, and we put ourselves under a little bit too much pressure there. I thought we had no issue going forward today. I thought we made really good meters coming out of backfield, and I thought we ran with plenty of intent and carried hard and got out of backfield pretty well. But once we got to that good ball attacking area, I felt we just sort of lost our way a little bit, and like I said, just didn't quite execute what we wanted to execute in terms of some of our plays and from the right positions, and just some of the skills and smarts around that just weren't quite on the money. So too often we coughed up possession, or we didn't kind of get the outcome to end a set that we wanted, and we just sort of let Whitehaven off the hook a bit too many times for my liking today. And you've got to give a lot of credit to Whitehaven too, Jacob. They're a team they've been under pressure the last few weeks. They've had a couple of poor performances, and they came here today with nothing to lose. They came here with plenty of energy and enthusiasm, and they didn't throw a great deal at us, because we knew effectively what was coming at us. But what they did do is they stayed in the fight, and I just thought they showed a bit more desire and urgency to win that game. Ultimately they scored 3 tries off kicks, but they just put themselves in a position to be there. They competed harder for the ball, and they finished those tries off well. So, I think you've got to give a lot of credit to the opposition today. They came here determined, and they delivered a good performance for their coach and their team. But for us, we're very, very disappointed that we weren't able to build on the recent form we've been in. But ultimately we've got to ask those questions now as a group. Players have got to sit down, have a look at their own performance, reflect on that. Work out why they maybe weren't quite at the races today in terms of what they needed to deliver. We as coaches as well, equally, it's a team effort. We've got to look back as well at ourselves and ask, well, did we get some of our preparation right? There's certain things that we could have done differently or better may have helped. I've got to also look at and reflect on the game day operation today as well from my end as well, like some of the decisions I've made in the game, were they the right choices too? So, so it's a collective effort. There's not going to be any blame game here. The reality is we weren't good enough today. And we need to bounce back quickly.
Yeah, I guess it's a reminder of just how tough this championship is. Like I say, Whitehaven have had a difficult start, but coming here and got the 2 points today. Yeah,
and we've said that. We've even spoken about that as a group, and you don't fear any team in this competition. It's wide open, but every team has got the ability to beat any team on the day. If you don't deliver the standards that you set yourself as a group, then you're going to put yourself under pressure, and you could be in for a difficult afternoon. I feel today that we didn't deliver on our standards well enough, but then also we didn't execute the plan and what we needed to do well enough either. So a combination of those two things put us under too much pressure, and ultimately we lose the game. So, one thing we have prided ourselves on so far this season is the way that we compete. The way we really front load a lot into our effort areas, and I just don't feel we were working hard enough today off the ball defensively, and even hard enough off the ball when we did have the ball as well. So, we need to make sure we get back onto what we do best, and then try and hopefully be able to be in a position to challenge a very good Featherstone side next week.
Yeah, a couple of tries before half time today. Was it disappointing not to be able to kick on from that momentum that you seemed to build towards the end of that first half?
Yeah, it was, because I thought we came out and started the game fairly well, and we were in a bit of what they call a traditional arm wrestle. It was sort of set for set, but I felt we were winning the field position battle, and then I think we gave a penalty away in yardage that just kind of, that was the turning point for me. That gave them good field position, and I always say to our players that even if an opposition team's not asking a lot of questions of your defensive line, they can always score off a kick inside the 20, and that's effectively what Whitehaven did. And then I just feel from that point on, then we just sort of got a little bit, maybe disrupted, and we just kind of dropped off a little bit in terms of what we were doing. I thought we showed a lot of character to close that first half out the way we did, to score those 2 late tries and finish that first half strong. Not sure we deserved it, if I'm honest, but it showed a lot of character of the team, and we spoke about that at half time, but also identified some of the areas that we needed to fix up. And one of those areas was getting more kick pressure on Durant, because I just felt he was just given too much time and space to put the ball where he wanted it today from his kicking game point of view. And we just didn't quite deliver well enough in terms of that area. Before the game and during the game, and obviously after half time. So. But yeah, it was one of those good end of the first half, but we just couldn't build on that in the second half. Like I said, I felt we made meters going forward. We had no issue coming out of backfield, but we just, that final third of the field, we just couldn't get to an end of set well enough, or we couldn't execute what we wanted to well enough, and we just couldn't put enough pressure on that Whitehaven line.